welcome to the Y Strong Challenge. I'm Wendy and I'm so happy that you're joining me today for this chair-based class where we'll be working strength, balance, and flexibility. We'll be using a chair and a set of light weights. But no worries if you don't have any of those at home. Get creative using water bottles, soup cans, anything that adds a little weight. You'll also want some water close by just in case. And remember, as always, to listen to your bodies and make any adjustments that you need throughout our class. So let's get started. We're going to come behind our chairs. So make sure that everything is tucked in underneath, just in case we don't want to trip and fall today. We'll roll our shoulders down our back, stand nice and tall, and just a little march here. Nice and easy. Starting to get the blood flowing, and you can do all of this from your chair as well. Just march in your chair if that's what serves you best. Okay, from here we're going to start to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Nice and easy. Good, and then go ahead and reverse, bringing those shoulders forward. Now we're going to take it and just relax those shoulders, taking it side to side. Good. Little snap of our fingers today. Warming up through our hands as well. Oh, nice and easy here. Good, and then let's add a shoulder roll. So same arm, same leg, bringing that elbow up, back, and around. Finding some mobility in our upper body as well as working those leg muscles. Good, go ahead and reverse, bringing that elbow forward. We'll do this 2 more times each side. So here's 1 and 2. Let's come back to that march. Good, from here we're going to bring our shoulders up towards our ears and then slowly release them down. Let's do that 2 more times. Up and down. And 1 more time. Up and down. Good, hold the march here. Now let's take 1 step over to the right side of your chair. Keep marching. And we're going to lead with that right leg, bringing it to the front and to the back. So coming forward and back. Forward and back. So I'm going to challenge your minds a little bit today too. Get ready. So we're going to change this up. Keep this forward and back motion, but we're going to add a side step as well. So let's try it. Looks like this. There's a front, side, back, 1 march. Front, side, back, 1 march. So I know you're trying to figure this out, but I want you to stand up nice and tall with those shoulders down your back, belly's pulled in tight. We want really good posture today. Good, 1 more. Now let's come back to the march and we're going to do some heel digs here. So bring your heel down in the front. Okay, so we can either pump our arms, maybe our hands are at our sides, maybe we want to pull our elbows back. Your choice. Good, now let's come back to that march. March it out. We're going to march for 3 now, and then we're going to hold on 1 foot for a count of 3. So we're starting to work that balance component here. Listen to your bodies, and it doesn't really matter how high that foot comes off the ground. Maybe your toe stays on the ground. It's all good, working balance. So when we work balance, we want that nice top spine, again, our good posture. Find something to focus on out in front. That really does help with balance. Let's start, we're going to start with this right leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, hold. Every day is different with balance. Every side is different with balance. So no judgment for yourself today. It is what it is. I think you're doing amazing. So keep on going. 1 more time. Now let's come back to that march. Good. We're going to take 1 step back and 2 steps over to the left, and you should be on the left side of your chair. Good. Keep marching. Now we're going to do that front and back, leading with our left leg. Here we go. Standing tall, front and back. Front and back. We'll do this a few times, and then we're going to add that side step. Let's go 2 more times. That's 1. Okay, now we're going to take it front, side, back, one march. Front, side, back, and a march. Front, side, back. Two more times. Front, side, back. Standing tall. After this, we're going to hold that march again. Good. March it out. So rather than doing our heel days, we're going to do hamstrings. Okay, so hamstring curls. All we're going to do is kick our heel up on those hamstrings, loosening up our quads a little bit as well, but really working into those hamstrings. Good, we'll do this 2 more times. Let's come back to that march. Here we go, march it out. So again, we're gonna do march for 3, hold for 3. We'll do that 4 or 5 times. This time, let's lead with our left leg. So here we go. It's 1, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Remember to find something to focus on. Keep your bellies pulled in tight. Shoulders rolled on your back. Nice tall spine. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Oh, you are doing so good. These are not easy. Let's do one more on each side. Well, we started on this leg. One more time. Here we go. Now come back to that march. Good. 1 step back, 1 step over to the right. You should be right behind your chair. We're going to take a big breath in. Start to slow your feet down as you exhale it out. This time, big breath in and quiet your feet as your hands come down. Good. Bring those hands to your sides. Roll your shoulders down your back. We're going to do a little stretch here. So right ear drops to our right shoulder. And then just notice if your shoulders are scrunching up to your ears. See if you can relax them down. Good. We'll come back to center, dropping our left ear to our left shoulder. Coming all the way back to center. Now let's look to the right. And center. And look to the left. And center. From here, we're going to bring our fingertips to the base of our skull. So let's take those elbows out wide and pull them in, finding some movement in our shoulders here before we come back to our neck. Good, one more time. Bring those elbows in, slowly bringing them out. Now let's look towards the sky, letting our head cradle in our hands. While we're here, go ahead and unclench your jaw and soften that space between your eyes. And then we'll bring our eyes forward and slowly tuck our chin to our chest. Now we don't want to pull on our neck here. Keep those elbows back. And we'll come back to center. From here, let's drop our left hand down and reach that right arm all the way up to the sky. We're going to make a little gentle fist here and start to circle through that wrist one way. And then go ahead and reverse. Then open your fingers nice and wide, let your palm go to the side, and we're just going to do a little tip to the left. And we'll come all the way back to center, lifting that left arm all the way up towards the sky. A little gentle fist. Let's start to circle our wrist one way. And then go ahead and reverse. Open those fingers nice and wide, and we'll tip over to the right. Making our way back to center, hands on our hips. Let's take our feet a little wider than hip distance apart. So we're going to make some big circles with our hips here. We hold lots of tension in our low back and our hips. See if we can open up some space there to help us move. Good, we'll take one more. When you come all the way to the front, go ahead and reverse. Oh, you are doing so good. One more big circle around. When you come to the front, we'll stand up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders down your back. Now heel toe your feet in so they're hip distance apart. Hands come to the back of the chair. My chair's a little shorter, so if you need to go to a wall or to the back of your chair or couch, kitchen table, wherever you need to be, feel free. But what we're going to do is step our right foot back behind us. So our shoulders roll down and back, and our front knee is bent. So I'm going to turn to the side for these next few stretches so you can see. sure that that knee is above our ankle or a little bit behind it. Just checking in to make sure that the knee is not over the ankle. Standing tall, shoulders are down our back. Now let's drive our back heel down towards the ground. Feeling that nice stretch through your hip flexors here and into that quad. A little bit with that heel down, you should be feeling it into the ankle and your calf as well. So let's step that back foot in and we'll switch sides. So now that left foot goes back. Shoulders are back and down. Hips and shoulders are square forward. Drive that back heel towards the ground. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. And then we'll come all the way back in. Okay, from here, I'm going to put my chair back. We can come to the right side of our chair. And then we'll take our toes into the ground. Start to circle that foot, the ankle, up into your knee and your hip. Good. Then go ahead and reverse. Let that heel come down, switching sides, circling it out. Then go ahead and reverse. And release it down. Good, take a big breath in. And a heavy exhale out. Whew. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, let it out. Good, okay. Well, we're warmed up, we're stretched out. Now we're gonna come into some weights. So it's a great time to take a little water break. So feel free to grab some water and then we'll come right back to our chairs and then go ahead and grab your weights. We are gonna sit for a few moments. We've been standing for quite a while. So let's continue working our legs using some weights in our chairs. So we want to get comfy in our chairs here. Slide on forward, not so far that you're gonna fall out, but so you feel supported. And our weights will be right above our knees. So let's roll those shoulders down our back and we're just gonna lift and lower the right leg. So it's just up and down, nice and easy for 10, 9, 8, 7, sitting up tall, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, reset, sit up nice and tall, shake out what you need to. And again, we'll sit up nice and tall, so let's do the same thing other side, lift and lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Good, shake out those legs. We're coming back to the right side. So this time, we're gonna lift our leg, and let's just straighten and bend. So flex your foot, we're gonna push the heel away and bend the knee. Take it out and in for 8, 7, 6 more, 5, you're doing great, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Good, let those, the foot come down, we'll switch sides. So left leg lifts, out and in, keep that foot flexed, sitting up tall. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, release it down, shake it out. We've got 2 more moves for our legs and then we're gonna give them a break and come into some arms. So this next move, we really wanna sit up tall. Shoulders are down our back, we'll straighten that leg out. Now just slide the weights about halfway up your thigh on this one. And we're just gonna lift and lower that heel off the ground. Doesn't matter how high it comes, we're just finding some range of motion in the hip and we're working into the top part of our leg. So let's just lift and lower. Keep your belly pulled in tight. We're gonna work a little into the abdominal lower belly part here. Here's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, those are so hard, but you did amazing. Now let's do the other side. So sit up tall again. Take that leg out in front, heel down, toe up, shoulders back and down, lift and lower, belly pulls in tight. Remember to breathe. I know as things get a little harder, we tend to forget to breathe. But breathe for 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Good. Let that foot come in and shake it out. Okay, our last move seated is for our hips. So if we've got anything going on with hips that we're trying to protect, I would like you to just take a little step to the side and then step it back in. But if you're feeling pretty good in those hips, we're gonna sit up tall again, lift the leg. So our foot is not so much flexed, but the ankle is right underneath our knee, and we'll just slide that leg to the side and bring it back in. Now, if you feel like you're turning around or moving in your chair, just make your hinge a little bit shorter. You don't need to force anything, just take it out and in. Okay, we're gonna take this for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Let that foot come in, shake it out. You're doing so good. These are not easy, but you're doing amazing. So sit up nice and tall, other side, foot lifts. And again, the ankle's right below the knee. Either that step out or we're gonna take the knee out to the side. Here we go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep it going, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and here's our last one. Take that foot down, shake it out. Good. Okay, so we've done a lot with legs. We're gonna give them a break. If you need a water break, now's a great time to take one. Otherwise, we're gonna shimmy on over to the right side of our chair and do some upper body seated, and then we're gonna bring it up to standing. So let's shimmy on over to the side. Again, not so far that you're falling up, but we don't wanna hit our arms on our chair. So roll those shoulders down and back, belly's pulled in tight. We're gonna hinge forward, leading with our heart. Now let's bend that elbow in, and we're gonna do a little push and pull to a tricep extension. So 2 moves pushed together here. So a push towards our knee, bring the elbow back towards your rib cage. Hand comes to your hip. Now let's straighten that arm back behind us and do a tricep extension, and we'll bend that elbow again. Good, you already did the first one, so let's keep going. Push, pull, back for 2. That's 3. Push, pull, extend. 4, you're doing great. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here's 10. Good job. Sit up nice and tall. Shake that shoulder out. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna shimmy on over, sit up tall, shoulders down and back, belly's pulled in tight, and then we'll hinge forward just a bit. Now bend the elbow, keep it close to your side. Let's start with that push and pull. So our little row, we'll push the hand forward, hand comes back to our hip. Now straighten that arm into our extension and bend the elbow. Good. That was 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're halfway there. 6, 7. Keep it going. You're almost there. 8. Just 2 more. 9. And our last one. Way to go. Good job. Sit up nice and tall. Shake it out. Now let's come back to the center of our chair. The next move we're going to do with just our right arm. So for protecting shoulders, we want to keep that arm down low and maybe pull our elbow up into a row. Or if we're feeling pretty good in those shoulders, we're going to take that elbow and bend it. So the elbow's in line with our shoulder, palms facing forward, and we're just gonna reach for the sky and come back down. Nice and easy, let's go. We'll do 9 more. 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. I know it's getting harder. You're doing good. 4, 3. Last 2. Oh my goodness, last 1. Good job. Those are not easy. Slowly release it down. Shake it out. Let's do the exact same thing on the other side. Again, we're sitting up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders down your back, making any adjustments that you need. And if you can, that elbow is in line with our shoulder, palm facing forward. So again, we're going to reach for the sky, elbow bends. Good. Take it up and down, up. For 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Breathe. You got this. 7, 8, 9, and our very last 1. Good. Release it down. Shake it out. Well, we've been seated for quite a while, so we're going to stand up for the next few arm movements, but feel free to stay in your chair if that's more comfortable for you. So if you're standing, let's stand, and we want to take our feet so that they're hip distance apart. We'll roll our shoulders down our back, belly's pulled in tight. The first move is a little bicep curl to a shoulder rotation, so 2 moves combined again. So let's try it. We're going to come up just halfway, so we're forming an L with our arms. And then our elbows stay tucked in tight as we bring those hands out to the side. And when we bring the hands out to the side, try not to force it. Sometimes when we force it, we puff our chest out or our bellies forward. We want to come to that point where you can still get that good range of motion without forcing anything. Then we'll bring our hands in and we'll reset them down, and that was 1. So let's continue. We'll bend, take it out, in, release. Up, out, in for 2. Good, keep going. 3, up, out, in for 4. 5, 6. You're almost there. Make sure you're breathing. Give me a little smile. You're doing so good. Good, that was 8. 9, and our very last 1. 10, great job. Okay, we've got 1 more move standing with weights, and then we're gonna do another leg move before we work into some balance. All right, shoulders are rolled down our back. You got this. Our arm is gonna go straight out in front. So let's lift that right arm right out in front. Now, depending on how heavy this weight is, you can always release the weights down if you need to. We're working on a long lever here. So if we're struggling, maybe we're just taking our hand a little lower than our shoulder. We want to get it towards shoulder height, not higher though. So if we need to keep a soft bend in our elbow, feel free to do that as well. Okay, let's try it. Shoulders back and down, belly's pulled in tight. Here we go. We'll take that arm up, release it down. Up for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we've just got 1 more. All right, that arm is done, so shake it out. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So again, feet are hip distance apart. Keep your knees with a nice soft bend. We don't want to lock those out. And then we'll roll our shoulders down and back with our bellies in. Okay, we're taking that arm to the front. Let's go. We've got 10. 9 more. 8. You're doing so good. Remember to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Great job. Shake it out. Go ahead and have a seat. Now's another great time to take a water break if you need to. The next move we're going to do is a strength move for our balance, well, for our legs, but it's super important for balance, for fall prevention. For fall prevention. and it's just really good for our day-to-day activities. So it's something that you should be practicing at home all the time. Well, make sure that you're safe when you do these. A couple options. So what we're doing is a sit to stand. We're literally sitting and standing. So option one is to use our weights. So if we want to do this with our weights, we'll just push into our heels. Stand up nice and tall. A little squeeze of your booty at the top, and then slowly sit it back down. So we want to sit far enough back in our chair that we know where it is. And if you have a chair that is on a surface that is smooth like mine, you may want to push your chair up against a wall so that it's nice and stable and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, the next option is to use no weights at all, just to use your hands. So if we're not using any weights, we've got lots of options. The first option is to use our hands to help push us up and to help us come back down. Or we can take our hands underneath our seat and use the hands to push off our chair and then help us to find that chair before we sit down. And again, if we're not using weights, two more options that we can use to challenge ourselves just a little bit. So the first one is to cross our hands over our chest, or we can bring our arms overhead. Anywhere your hands need to go is perfectly fine. So make any adjustments that you need. I'm going to use my weights today, and we're doing 10 of these. But if you're working if you've got anything going on with knees or hips that you want to stay safe, we always have the option to march in place instead. And I'm going to have you go at your own pace as well. So if I'm going a little too quick and you need to slow it down, or if I'm going too slow and you want to go a little quicker, feel free. But make sure that you come all the way down into your chair before you make it all the way back up. Okay. So again, we're going to slide back into our chair. I'm using my weights, so my hands are at my sides, shoulders down our back, belly's pulled in tight. So let's push through our heels as we stand up, a little squeeze at the top, and start to bend the knees and find that chair. Good, there's one. And two. You're doing good. These are not easy, I know. So just make sure that you're listening to your bodies. Good, keep going. Breathe. Now we've got one more. You're doing so good. Push through those heels. Have a seat. Oh my goodness, those are hard, but you did it. Good job. Again, those are so important. You should be working on those every day. So maybe if you're watching TV and a commercial comes on, you can practice with that. Or maybe you're sitting at the dinner table, you can push the chair away from the dinner table and just sit to stand a few times. People may think you're crazy, but maybe you'll get them to do it with you, and they probably need it just as much as you do. Anyway, let's move on. So if you are using weights, we don't need those anymore. If you need a water break, feel free to take one. And then we're gonna stand up to work some balance. Now, all of these poses or moves I did say you could do in your chair. So we're gonna work on some balance. If you're seated in your chair, we can sit up nice and tall, maybe lifting one leg or the other, maybe straightening a leg or the other. So make any adjustments that feels best for you. Okay, but if we're standing, let's go ahead and get there. And we want to start standing behind our chair. So the first move we're going to do is to get our feet and ankles ready to do some balance poses or moves. So feet are hip distance apart, shoulders rolled down and back, belly's pulled in tight. Our chin is going to be fist distance from our chest. This is good posture. We really want to try to get our ears in line with our shoulders. Okay. Now, find something to focus on, something that's not moving. I know sometimes that's not easy to do, but try to find something that's not moving. I promise that really does help. We're gonna float up onto our toes here, working into our feet, calves, and ankles, and then slowly float it back down. We'll do this a couple more times, and then we're gonna add some arms. Good, up and down, and up and down. Now here's where our arms come into play. If we want to, your choice, we can float those arms up and then slowly float them down. We'll do this 4 more times. So joining in when you're ready. Let's go 2 more. Last time. Good. All right, I think our feet and ankles are ready. So let's come to the side of our chair. If you need to hold on, feel free. If your balance is really shaky, you've got a couple options. We can always stay behind our chair. We can come to a wall, to a table, to the back of our couch, whatever feels best for you. We're standing on one foot, and we're gonna do that for 15 seconds. So, shoulders back and down. Our feet are hip distance apart. We're shifting our weight onto our left foot, and our right toes are coming into the ground. Now, a lot of times when we shift over, we tend to lock our knee, or our hip comes to the side and gets all sassy here. We don't want that. Tuck that hip right under. Feel your spine getting nice and tall. Keep a soft bend in your knees. Again, find something to focus on. Then when you're ready, we can lift our foot, but it doesn't have to come up real high. It's as high as it feels comfortable for you. Okay, let's lift that foot. Here we go for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. You're doing so good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that foot down. Good job. Those are so hard. You nailed it. All right, shake everything out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You can stay right here, or you can come to the other side. You can always come to the wall or wherever you need to for that side. Remember with balance that every day is different, so no judgment for yourself. Every moment is different. There are so many things that affect our balance, so it is what it is. Let's just keep working on it. The more strength we can get in our legs, the better. So let's try the other side. We're planting our weight onto our right foot now. Left toes come into the ground. Again, shoulders are rolled down our back. Belly's pulled in tight. We're tucking that sassy hip under, and we're finding length in our spine. That knee is soft as we start to look straight ahead. When you're ready, lift that foot, and we'll hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. You did it. You're amazing. Be so proud of yourself. That was hard. Okay, I've got one more balance move for us to do, and we're going to do that moving, and then it's time to stretch. So, we're going to imagine that we're on railroad tracks to start. We're going to ease into this. So, legs are hip distance apart, and we're just going to walk forward and back. So again, we want that good posture. We'll start with our right foot. We're going to walk forward for 3, and then we'll walk back for 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. Stay on those railroad tracks, coming back, 2, 3. Okay, one more time, front and back, and then we're going to change it up a little. 1, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3. That was not so bad, right? Not so bad. Let's bring our feet back together at hip distance. So now we're going to add on and challenge ourselves a little. If we've got anything going on with hips, low back, that we want to keep those feet on our train tracks or railroad tracks, feel free to do that. Or we can now imagine that we're on a tightrope. So, one foot in front of the other. Imagine that there's a little tightrope in front of us. We want to make sure that our hips and shoulders are going straight ahead. If you need a wall, feel free. If you would like to do this along the side of your chair, either on the back or coming at it from an angle, feel free to hold on. That's your choice. Just make sure that when we're doing these balance moves that you're safe and you've got lots of room to move. Okay, so now we're on our railroad tracks or our tightrope, wherever you need to be. Shoulders are up, back, and down, belly's pulled in tight. We're gonna do that 3-step move again, to the front or to the back. So, and to the back. So 1, 2, 3. Now take it back. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Couple options. We can continue on that with our feet a little bit wider here. So we've got a pretty big base of support. Or we can take it heel to toe, like you're doing a sobriety test. Not that you're all gonna need that, but we wanna practice. So shoulders back and down. Again, feet can be a little wider or heel to toe, your choice. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Now take it back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So this is something else that's really great to practice at home. You can do it along your kitchen counter, your bathroom sink, the back of your chair or couch. So really practice those. And we're going to add on one more time, and you can just stop along the way and continue on, again, either railroad tracks, one foot in front of the other, your choice. Here's the last one we're going to add on. We're going to do this move twice. So, starting, I'll turn to the side so you can see me. Starting, again, on railroad tracks, one foot in front of the other. I'm going to go heel to toe. Get that good posture, and we're going to walk forward for 3. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Now find your balance. We're going to come up onto our toes if we can. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Let's come down. Take it to the back. 1, 2, 3. Now lift onto our toes and hold here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, balance is over. You did amazing. I really want you to practice those so that you can get a few more in. With this class, I want to make sure you get a really great stretch in. So practice those at home on your own. Again, make sure you're safe though. So if you need a wall, feel free to walk along that. Okay, we've been standing for so long. Go ahead and have a seat. It's time to stretch. You did so good today. Be proud of yourselves. Let's slide on forward in our chair. Let our hands come down at our side. We're going to take a big breath in and a big exhale out. Woo. One more time. Big breath in. Exhale. Let's bring our hands to our thighs. Good. Roll your shoulders down your back, chin to chest. Oh, let your heart rate come down a bit. Take a few extra breaths here. Let's roll our right ear over to our right shoulder. And bring our chin back down to our chest. We'll roll our left ear over to our left shoulder. Come all the way back down, chin to chest. From here, let's look to the sky. Nice and slow. Take your time. Unclench your jaw. Make sure that your head is not back so far that you're compressing your spine, but you should feel a nice stretch through your throat. And then we'll bring our eyes back to center. Let's look to the right. Coming back through to center, looking to the left. We'll come back through to center. Good, hands come down to your side. We'll roll those shoulders a few times up, back and down. Then go ahead and reverse. Now let's bring those shoulders up to our ears and slowly reset them down. We'll take our right arm out in front, let it come across our chest, and then that left arm is going to come up in front. Palm to the sky, bend that left elbow, pulling your right arm into your chest, and we'll start to circle through our fingers, and don't forget your thumbs. Good, now let's take that right arm out in front, flip it to the sky. The left arm is going to come underneath for support. Bring that arm all the way up and back and give yourself a pat on the back because you're amazing. You did so good today. Good job, release it down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side so that left arm comes out in front, reaches across our chest. The right arm comes up with the palm to the sky, pulling that elbow in, or the arm in, excuse me, and start to circle through. Not circle, wiggle. Wiggle those fingers and thumbs. Good, from here we'll release that hand out in front, palm to the sky, right arm comes underneath, reach that arm up and back again, pat on the back, good job today, be proud of yourselves. You showed up, you're getting stronger with each day. Okay, from here let's take our left arm up towards the sky and we'll tip over to the right, making sure both sit bones are planted into your chair. Come on back up, switching sides, tipping over to the left. And we'll come back to center. Little twist, your choice whether you want to keep your belly button facing forward or to come into a twist. So our left hand comes to our right thigh, right hand sweeps low behind us. Now maybe this is as far as we want to go, but if we want to go a little bit deeper, we can start from our hips, our shoulders, and then we'll just look over that back shoulder. Lengthen through your spine so the crown of your head is going up towards the sky, and then we'll come back to center, twisting to the other side. So right hand to left thigh, left hand sweeps low. Grow tall in your spine, and maybe we stay here, maybe we start the twist, hips, shoulders, we can look over that back shoulder, and then come on back to center. Bringing our hands to our knees, we're going to do a little spine stretch here. So round your upper back, bring your upper back towards the chair. And then from here, let's drop your belly down towards the ground. And then look up at a little bit of an angle. Good, we'll push into our hands, sit up nice and tall. We did some circles standing before, let's do some circles seated now. So loosening up our low back. We did put a lot of pressure on that low back and our hips with those balancing moves and all those standing moves. So see if we can just release. Good, go ahead and reverse. One more time around. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. Good, shoulders roll down our back. Let's pull up underneath that right leg, circling through our ankle one way. You can always write your name too if you'd like. Okay, reverse. Little point and flex. And then from here, we're gonna straighten that leg out, heel down, toe up. You may need to slide on forward in your chair, not so far that you fall out. Then we want to take both hands to our bent knee. We'll roll our shoulders down your back and sit up nice and tall. Hinging forward, leading with your heart, getting a nice stretch up the back of your leg. Okay, from here, let's reach our fingers forward, thumb to the sky. And then let's come into a big circle with that arm, reaching your arm all the way up, back, and down. Now, let's work into stretching our outer thigh into our hip. Couple options if we're protecting our hips today. First one is just to cross at the ankle and to let that knee relax to the side, or we can cross at the knee. If we're crossed at the knee, we want to make sure that we're forming an L here with our leg. So with our ankle bent or flexed, that's going to take some pressure off of our knee. Now we can stay here, seated nice and tall, or we can lead with our heart as we hinge forward just a little bit. Sending your breath to any area that might be tense here. Take a big breath in and a long, slow exhale out, just trying to quiet everything down. Okay, sit up nice and tall, release that foot down. Now imagine that you have something underneath your shoe that you're trying to hide, so you don't want anyone to know it's there. Maybe it's a dollar bill. We're hiding something underneath our foot. We're gonna slide the heel back underneath our chair. This is a really hard muscle to stretch. We wanna keep that heel pressing down as we sit up nice and tall. Oh, you're doing so good. We are almost done. Good, go ahead, release that foot. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So pulling that knee up, circling through your ankle one way. Then go ahead and reverse. We can do a little point and flex. Okay, go ahead and straighten that leg all the way out. Both hands come to that bent knee. Roll your shoulders down your back. Sitting up tall first, then hinge forward. Nice. Should feel really good. You worked hard today. Reach your hand over your toes, thumb to the sky. And then we'll use that arm to make a big circle as we come all the way back up. Good, go ahead and either cross at the ankle or cross at the knee. Again, flexing here, forming our L, protecting our knee. And we can stay here or start that hinge forward. We'll take a big breath in. Slow exhale out. Go ahead and release that, bringing your foot down. And again, we're hiding something underneath our foot. We want to keep the heel pushing into the ground as we slide that foot back, sit up tall. Good job. Release. 3 deep breaths and you are done. So take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Let it go. Another big breath just like that. Exhale. Let it go. Let it out. Woo. One more time. Inhale. This time as you exhale, give me a big smile. You did it. You did so good today. Thank you again for showing up, for getting stronger, for taking time out just for you. Hopefully you feel a little bit better, a little stronger, a little more flexible, and a little more balanced. Join me again